Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until uh we'll see. We'll see. I know I'm a little late. Uh the little baby getting picked up right now. Actually, as we speak, her mama's upstairs, uh, getting her out of here. Hold on, let me make sure everything is up there. All right. Well, welcome. Oh, come on, put this chair up here. Welcome. Welcome. And happy Juneteenth. My little earbuds is acting up. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to send this one back. Get it. Get it fixed. Oh, I have to use the other one until I get this one fixed, I guess. Is that supposed to click in there? All right. Hold on. Let's see. Nope. Got to get that. We will disconnect that one, and we will go with this one. Same deal, just the other ear. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Got to get that one fixed. Welcome. Welcome. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Happy Juneteenth. As always, come on in. Say hi to me. Say hi to me. It's the polite thing to do. It's the polite thing to do. That's what we're working on with the little baby now. She walks in the room and she don't say hi. You know, she go for shy. We're working on. When you walk in a room and there are people in the room, you speak. You say hello. That's what normal, civilized people do. And they say hi. No, speak. So come on in the room and speak. And I'll return the favor. I'll return the favor. Robert Willis, good afternoon, sir. Got Black Russian in the house. Good afternoon. Bond Hill checking in. Yeah, that is the other thing. Tell me where you're checking in from. Tell me where you watching the show, listening to the show, all of that good stuff. Tell me that. So we got Black Russian, Bond Hill. We got Jerica. She says, "Hola, beautiful black people," and the others too. I like saying hola. I know it's hola, but if I read it, H-O-L-I, I speak English. It's hola. But good afternoon, Jerica. Thank you for joining us. Kenneth says, "Great day, powerful people." Good afternoon and great day to you as well. We got Karen. Karen in the house. Karen says, "Good afternoon, everyone from the West End." All right, you just got a big apology too. You should feel good about that, right? Um. Oh, Brent. Brent says, "Happy Juneteenth to Emanuel Livingston and the Afternooners." Checking in from Dallas, Texas. I don't know how I feel about the Afternooners. I don't know. We got Lewis. Lewis says Devin Haney will retire undefeated. Okay. Who is Devin Haney? Who is Devin Haney? Angela. Good afternoon from Wyoming. Good afternoon, Angela. Thank you for kicking it with me. We got Karen. Karen says, "It's just another day and I still have to work with no overtime." Oh, what company you work for? What company you work for? We can bust them out. It's a federal holiday. You should get overtime. Quintano says, "Coming live from Avondale." All right, Avondale in the house. Good afternoon, Quintano. Tina says, "Good afternoon." Good afternoon, Tina. Good afternoon, Tina. Mike says, "Not if he fights Tank." Okay. Scroll. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Kenneth, you already said that, Kenneth. But great day to you as well again. We got Benita in the house. She says, hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. And Lewis says he's in Decatur, Georgia. All right. We got Dwayne. Good afternoon. Happy Juneteenth, everyone from Mount Airy. Good afternoon and happy Juneteenth to you, Dwayne. Mike says Green Hills. I'm assuming that means he's checking us out from Green Hills. LaDonna. LaDonna says, good afternoon, fam, from East Price Hill. LaDonna. Met LaDonna on Saturday. It was good to meet you. Kim. Happy Juneteenth. Bond Hill. Happy Juneteenth to you as well, Kim. Benita says Mount Airy. All right. Karen says UPS. UPS don't honor Juneteenth as a holiday? Do y'all like not get overtime pay on any other holidays? I won't be buying anything, getting it shipped by UPS, unless, of course, UPS's shipping is cheaper. Karen says we don't get Martin Luther King either. What? That sounds okay. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know what to do about it, but give me a minute to think on it. Got Brenda. Brenda checking in from Fairfield. Hello, Brenda. Got David, says good show earlier. Well, he said great show earlier. I don't know if that was actually a show. I was just going out there. Again, mainly, if you're not aware, I went out to the celebration or the event at the Urban League in Avondale, because it's not that far from me. I figured I'd hop in the car, I roll up there. And really just went up there to say hello to Christy, who I consider a friend, although she's never been over my house for dinner. But, you know, well, I feel like I know Christy. I almost feel like she's, you know, like a really good friend. So I definitely wanted to stop by and just say hi to her and congratulate her. I never personally congratulated her on, you know, becoming, the CEO? Is she the CEO? Whatever, the one who's running the Urban League here locally. So I wanted to stop over there and say hi to her and congratulate her and tell her I support her. And then, of course, there were a lot of other people there, which I get into that in a little bit. Tria says, good afternoon, King and all from Columbia Township. All right, Columbia Township. Good afternoon, Tria. We got Maurice Mooney in the house. All right. Good afternoon, Maurice. Little Don says, same here. Teach little baby to say, hey, yo, when she comes into the room. David says he's checking in from I-75. Good afternoon. Emanuel baby, an afternoon experiment fam. Checking in from I-75. Tina's also working today. Man, y'all need companies that got y'all working today. Shahara, she says, good afternoon, everybody. Present from Bond Hill. I'm actually working on this Juneteenth. Needless to say, my job is a little racist. Yeah. Anyway, happy Juneteenth, y'all. And she is present. Happy Juneteenth. And good afternoon, Shahara. Let's see. We got Regina in the house. Good afternoon, Regina. Good afternoon. We would not be toasting with that bottle. It's upstairs sitting on the counter. When I came in with it, Miss Livingston was like, because, you know, I didn't tell her where I was going when I left. I just said, I'm heading out. I'll be back. So I come back with a bottle of wine a couple hours later. And she like, make it make sense. So I never actually explained it to her. I just sat it on the counter, walked away. I let her make up a story in her head, and I let her, you know, dwell on it for a little bit. I know she got questions, but she didn't ask them. So I'm going to let her make up a story, whatever the story is, make it up in your head, figure it out. And then eventually Either she'll ask or I'll tell her. But as of right now, she has no idea. I kind of like it. And she keep looking at me like a part of me feel like she want to say, oh, that bitch gave you some wine. But she ain't going to say that because, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all updated. I thought you was off this page. Liar. Well, I said I'll be on and off. Some days I'll be on all the pages. Other days it'll be just the afternoon experiment page. Let's see. Andrea says, good afternoon, E-Man and little baby. Golf Manor. Little baby ain't here. She gone. I think I heard her mom leave. So she's gone. Happy hour at Emanuel house. No. You wrong for that. Wait, we just gonna see what happened. We gonna see where her mind take her. Even though I know that she know me. So if she say that, she just saying it to pick with me. Which she does, as well as, me. I'll pick with her. Sometimes she'll pick with me. But I very seriously doubt that she believes that I just went and won a bottle of wine. So there has to be questions like, he don't drink, but he brought in a bottle of wine. Like, what is going on? And I just like that. I like that she don't know. Anthony says afternoon. Clifton, good afternoon, Anthony. She just gave me that look. And then I just walked away. I didn't even let it. I just walked away. Stop playing games with your wife. What game? I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Do I have to explain every time when I went out and came in with this thing of Snapple? I didn't explain. I just came in with a bottle of Snapple. Oh, no. She can ask. If she asks, I'll tell her. If she asks, I'll tell her. But if she don't ask, whatever story she makes up in her head is on her own. Did a certain someone follow you home from the live remote? No. Did you tell her where you were going? No. I just said, I'm going to make a run. I'll be back. That's it. But I don't have to report. I'm a grown-ass man. I have to report where I'm going. No, I didn't tell her, but she didn't ask. This one messing up a little bit, too. Maybe I need new. I'll figure it out after the show. Maria says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Maria. And LaDonna says, daggone shame. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. We grown people. Sometimes she leave and don't tell me where she going and she comes back. I don't ask, where did you go? Where did you get that? Why'd you bring her? I don't do all of that. And it's not the same, man. Stop it. Oh, I was just saying that. I didn't even know somebody had actually said it. Snapple and wine ain't the same. It ain't the same, but they're both liquids. Presumably flavorful. Drinkable. I walked out the house, came back, had something to drink. Both times. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. So let me see. Earlier today, Lingaware, he had a remote over at the Urban League of Greater Cincinnati. And they were doing some things. They had giveaways and all that kind of stuff. They have food trucks. And I went over there. And I had a decent time. Didn't really do much. But said hi to a few people and lost my AirPods, found them, or somebody found them and turned it in. Ran into Lindsay. He kind of walked up on me. Honestly, I think he thought I was going to be like scared and or intimidated. I actually saw him first. When I walked up, I saw him standing there. Because by today, I knew what he looked like. Had this been, 2 weeks ago, I would have had no idea. I had no idea what he looked like. But I knew what he looked like. So when I walked up, I saw him standing there. I thought, all right, interesting. Now, for those of you who don't know, me and Lindsay have kind of bumped heads a little bit. We've bumped heads a little bit. He claims he didn't, but he kind of threatened to murder me. He says he didn't. But if you were on the live stream, you saw it. You read it for yourself. And so, I run into him. He kind of rolled up on me. He was like, see, if I wanted to do something to you, I could have done it right then and you wouldn't know. And I told him, I saw you when I first walked up. You ain't sneaking up on nobody. And then, he started kind of trying to say that he didn't say what it was that he said. And the whole time, I really think he thought I was going to be like intimidated and afraid. Here, let me tell you this. And this is just about me. I grew up in Avondale, right? And, I knew people. Got into fights here and there. Won some, lost some. But I never run from one. Well, that's not true. I did run from one. That one in Avondale. That was a whole different situation. Which one is it I tell y'all about? I still laugh when I think about that one. But I don't run. I don't run from people. I'm not afraid of people. But I think he thought I was going to be like totally intimidated. No, I'm sorry for saying. I'm not here trying to make enemies. I'm not necessarily trying to make friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being me. But you're not going to roll up on me and intimidate me. I don't know. I think that's what he thought. I think he might have been a little bit disappointed. But let me tell you, I'm not out here trying to fight nobody. I'm not out here trying to intimidate nobody, but I'm not out here running from nobody, and I'm not out here being intimidated by anybody. Now, maybe what people need to do is really just kind of monitor the way that they address people, right? Monitor the way that you address people. And, there can be like, I don't think that there's any of you out here who can say, Emanuel threatened to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, with a straight face, any of that kind of stuff. Nobody listening that I could think of could be like, hold on, he threatened to kill me. Because I just don't do that. Hey, look, you might be able to say, he threatened to dig up my dead mama. You might be able to say that. He threatened to dig up my grandmama and F her. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to say that. That's not a good thing, but just something that you might be able to say that I've done. But nobody's like, yeah, he be threatening to kill people. He be threatening to be violent with people. He be threatening to... Because I don't do that. I don't do that. Just because you don't agree with a made-up statistic that I throw out, I'm probably not going to be like, well, won't your bitch ass meet me over at the so-and-so and I'll show you what murder look like. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not going to do that. Now, I really do believe he never intended to murder me. But maybe, just maybe, people can watch the way that they address people. I'm not, whoever you are. I've met a few people, out there and even just out and about. I met a few people actually on Saturday as well. Like, hey, I listen to your show. I don't know. I'm like, you used to listen to me. I'm like, no, I watch you every day. I'm like, oh, really? I don't know why. I'm still always shocked when I see that because it'd be like 70, 80 people live. But, I guess that don't take into account the people that go back and watch it, later on. So like hundreds of people are watching this show. Maybe not live, but hundreds of people are watching this show. And I run into them from time to time. And every once in a while, somebody would be like, you said that one stuff about me. And I'll be like, what did you say? And they be like, well, I said something. I'm like, see, that's what I don't come for people. I respond. So, like, I'm not out here trying to be your enemy. I am not your enemy, whoever you are. So I don't like your show. That's cool, but I'm not your enemy. You just don't like my show. I don't like your personality. That's cool. I'm not your enemy. You just don't like my personality. I'm all right with that. And I want us to get to the point where we comfortable not liking somebody or something about somebody or somebody's personality or whatever. But that don't mean we're enemies. And I have to, be mean or violent or anything like that towards you. Because that's not what I'm about. I'm 52 years old. I'm not trying to be out in the streets fighting nobody. What I look like? Old man in the street trying to fight somebody because they said something that I didn't like on a Facebook page. Then we be like, oh, what's wrong with these kids? Why these kids so violent? Why these kids this? Why these kids that? We can't even have, some of us, can't even have disagreements on Facebook without trying to be violent towards one another. But he wasn't violent towards me. He was a little aggressive. I think it was a part of the intimidation tactic. And then, when it didn't work, well, he just walked away. Like a grown man. Yeah, I ain't really trying to hear what you're saying. You're not intimidated. There's no win here. So let me walk away. And that's what he did. And I got no beef with him. Clearly he has some beef with me. But I got no beef with him. If I saw him tomorrow, I don't know that I would go out of my way to speak to him. But, I wouldn't have any animosity towards him. And I hope we get to a point as people, not black people, as people, where we can walk away not having any animosity towards the other person, even if we don't like them. So, yeah. I mean, other than that, like I said, I want some wine. Look, if they would have had some physical cookies there, I'd have traded that bottle of wine in for some cookies. I'm not trading my bottle of wine, even though I'm not going to drink it. I'm not trading my bottle of wine in for a paper that say you get some free cookies. Nah, show me the cookies. If they'd have had cookies there, I said, I'll take cookies. Because when I won the wine, and she was like, well, did you want the cookies instead? And I looked and she got a piece of paper. Free cookies from our bakery. No. Wine in the hand is worth more than a paper that say free cookies in the bush. Ain't that how the saying go? I think that's how the saying go. So, yeah, I went with what I had. Physical, tangible. Because you know how they do. I got the Kroger. Like, oh, I got this coupon for some free cookies. We out of cookies today. And I'll be mad. What? I got to come back. I had the wine in my hand. Now I got to wait for the cookies. No. So he proved he didn't threaten you by proving he could have easily been a threat to you if he wanted. Here's what I think the deal is with Lindsay. And this is honestly what I think the deal is with Lindsay. He's a little aggressive and he's passionate about what he's passionate about. And he doesn't deal with people who don't agree with him, in my view, appropriately. He doesn't agree. And he says, well, no, I invited you over for a conversation. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But I honestly think that in his mind, that's what he meant. But he was just angry because I challenged what he believes to be a statistical fact. And he let that get in the way. Angela Kinney was there as well. I said, I would have given you my coupon. I want no coupon. But see, there you go. She traded her in for a free case of bottled water. Bottled water in the hand is worth more than a piece of paper giving you rights to some free cookies in the bush. I'm pretty sure the saying goes something like that. Whatever in the hand is worth more than something in the bush. And you can add whatever in either of those things. Oh, yeah, show me. Hey, cookies in the bush. That's a twofer. Let's see. Yes, it's still a coupon. Oh, okay. So you still have your coupon. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I just kept what I want. Let's see what's going on. Got a lot of shootings. Things happening around the city. I don't like the fact that they trying to tie a lot of this stuff to Juneteenth. I think they're going out of their way to tie stuff to Juneteenth, when some of this stuff was in no way, shape, or form Juneteenth related. Like I watched I don't always watch the news, but you can go on YouTube, or at least on my app on Apple TV. I go on YouTube. I go to the thing that says news. Then I go to the one that says local news. And that's where, the local news stations upload stories and it gets posted in the local news section. And a number of the stories that had to do with shootings, the way the stories were couched was, a shooting happened on this Juneteenth weekend. What? Oh, a shooting happened in Winton Hills. A man was found shot. He later passed away. And this is supposed to be a peaceful weekend. This is Juneteenth weekend along with Father's Day. But and I'm like, what? How are you tying those together? Why are you tying those together? Oh, there was a shooting in Covington. A Hispanic man was shot on this Juneteenth weekend. Why are you tying that to Juneteenth? I see what y'all doing. There was one story, I don't think it was local, but there was one story, and they were like, hey, there's been a rash of shootings, and they gave out a number nationwide, and this was supposed to be a weekend of peace and celebration. It's Juneteenth weekend. And I'm like, why are you tying all of this stuff? Look, I get it. If you were at a Juneteenth celebration and a shooting happened, it's reasonable to say a shooting happened at the Juneteenth celebration. That's reasonable. I get that. It happened. And it happened at the Juneteenth celebration. Who can argue with that? But some of this stuff wasn't at no Juneteenth celebration. Had nothing to do with Juneteenth. Why are you mentioning Juneteenth? I see what y'all doing. And okay, granted, what you're saying is not factually inaccurate. And technically, this was the Juneteenth weekend. There were Juneteenth celebrations Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and some today. Juneteenth weekend. Okay. But tying everything to Juneteenth, if a shooting happened during Oktoberfest, they got nothing to do with Oktoberfest, do they be like, oh, there was a shooting in Winton Hills on this Oktoberfest weekend? They don't do that. They don't do that. And it's some like German festivals and all of that kind of stuff. There's some German festivals and all of that kind of stuff going on this weekend. Why they not mentioning that? I know somebody listening. Well, those shootings that you know they ain't got nothing to do with no German fest. It's black people shooting black people. Ain't got nothing to do with no German fest. The Hispanic dude that had nothing to do with Juneteenth. But they mentioned Juneteenth in the story. At least the one that I saw. I'm not saying every story mentioned Juneteenth, but I watched a number of them that mentioned it for shootings that had nothing to do with Juneteenth. I believe it's intentional. I believe it's to continue to perpetuate the narrative that those are some violent people. Those people are violent. I don't like it. I don't like it. And even if it's would it be subconscious, or I think it would be subconscious, even if it's on a subconscious level. Like they're not they're not really thinking about it like, hey, let's sully the name or the weekend or the event of Juneteenth and, put violence on it. So when people think Juneteenth, they think violence. Let's do that. Even if they're not consciously thinking that. I think it's kind of what they kind of subconsciously trying to do. It's like a default position. And I don't know that I like that. I don't know that I like it. But look, I'm one dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's somebody somewhere listening and they're like, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we are a violent people. And I don't agree with it. Also, $20 million bond. $20 million bond for the dude who allegedly executed his children. Why are you saying allegedly? He admitted it. I didn't see him admit it. They say he admitted it. Okay. $20 million though. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, they're treating this guy unfair. I'm saying, maybe I don't understand bond. Maybe I don't understand bond. Because to me, if you're giving somebody a $20 million bond, just say no bond. Just say we're holding him with no bond. What's the point in giving like a regular, okay, give Donald Trump a $20 million bond. Because Donald Trump could hop on his private plane and leave. So maybe give him a reason to not leave. Oh, he's not a flight risk, Emanuel. Maybe we'll discuss that later. But that's who you should be giving a $20 million bond to. Not just like a regular dude. If you no matter what, I don't want this dude getting out of jail, say no bond. No bond. Let's give him $20 million. Then that way we know he can't get out. Say no bond. Bond shouldn't, in my opinion, bond shouldn't be used like that. If you're going to give him a bond, I think you got to give people a bond that they at least got a little bit of a chance of being able to make. a little bit of a chance that they, can make it. No bond. We don't want him out. No bond. $20 million bond. And I think bond should be set based on the person's ability to pay. Some dude that's making $35,000 a year, he shouldn't be getting, a $1 million bond. He shouldn't. Now, a dude that's making $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $10 million a year, sure, get him $1 million bond. They could probably make it. They might be able to make it. And then, because it's a lot of money, now they're like, I really need to make sure when I'm in court, when I vote, I do not want them to revoke my bond or, whatever. I don't know all of the ins and outs of the terminology of the bond industry. I could maybe ask Wyatt about that stuff. So I know he's very familiar with it. But there's a chance, you can mess up and lose that money, not get that money back. So you got to make it to where I don't want to lose my money. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be the point of it. We going to let you out of jail. You put up this bond. And if you F up, we keeping your money. And that's supposed to be incentive to I can't lose that money. So, you know what I'm saying? I need to do what they say do. It's I'm sorry, I can't afford to lose that much money. But it ain't supposed to be something where it's just impossible for you to come up with. I've always hated when they do that. No bond. That's the simple way. You want to keep me in jail? Say those two words. No bond. Well, I guess I'm in here. But they gave him the $20 million bond. I heard his daddy. I didn't actually hear his daddy. I saw a report from a reporter who says that he talked to the man's daddy, the dude who executed his 3 sons. What was it, Claremont County? And, I know how people love to bash the single mom in the African-American community when her child does something wrong. And she like, my baby is a good boy. This is not, this ain't him. He a good boy. He's always been a good kid. I mean, yeah, he done had some problems, but my son is a good person. You'll never guess what this daddy said, who lived in Florida, about his son, who executed his 3 young boys. You'll never guess what he had to say. He said, my son is a good person. This wasn't him. He would never do anything like this. I don't know what happened. He's a good person. Sure, he's had his issues, but my son is a good person. Something is going on. Something must have happened. Something had to happen to make him snap. I don't know if it was marital or if it was financial or if it was mental, but something had to happen to make him snap, because that is not my son. That person that I saw standing at that arraignment, his eyes were hollow. That is not my son. He said he a good boy. That's what y'all can go. I don't remember which station it was because, again, I was watching it on YouTube. But this Caucasian man said about his Caucasian son, who allegedly murdered his Caucasian children, he was a good boy. That's what he said. I know some of y'all thinking he might have been a good boy, man. How can you say? What? Keeping in mind, though, that not too long ago, I don't remember the year, that good boy was charged with choking the shit out of his daddy. He was charged with domestic violence for choking the shit out of his daddy, who now lives in Florida. And the case was like dropped or whatever. Now just imagine this story. And maybe the coverage would be the exact same. Maybe everybody would be reacting in the exact same way. But just imagine for just a minute that is a black man who lined up his sons, and executed them with a rifle. Imagine. And then that black man's daddy got on the news, talked to the reporters and said, hey, my son is a good person. This ain't him. I don't know what happened, but my son is a good person. Now imagine that's a woman. Imagine that's a woman who did it. And somebody is saying, my daughter was a good person. This is not indicative of who she is. What would people be saying about that? What would some black people be saying about it? He was a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. They would be mocking this black person. Why we always gotta make excuses for bad behavior? Why didn't the community stand up and do something? He was charged with domestic violence before. Why would they be? It would be all kind of stuff. It would be all kind of stuff. Just craziness. I don't know. But still, nobody's blaming the community. Nobody's blaming the community. I haven't heard a single white leader come out talking about white community, we got to do something. I've seen a lot of prayer vigils. A lot of meetings in churches, candlelight vigils. I've seen all of that. Again, I bring all of this up. I'm actually saying the way that is being handled in this case, aside from the $20 million bond, just give him no bond. But the way that is being handled in this case is the way things should be handled in like all the cases. Like this is the way it should be handled by law enforcement. What did they do? He was sitting there. They arrested him. We didn't see him pummeling. We didn't see him, you know what I'm saying? None of that kind of stuff. He got arrested. He's going to make it to court. Well, he already made it to court. He'll make it to trial if he has a trial. The community, nobody's blaming the community for it. They're saying this was a dude that did something evil. They're not making excuses for it. Well, some of them are. But those are like his family. And you kind of, you know what I'm saying? You kind of expect that out of his family. You kind of expect his family to be like, this is not who he is. This is not who he is. I don't know what happened. I'm upset about it. And I'm upset for him. I'm mad at him, but I'm upset for him because I know that you expect that out of his family. The rest of the community is just like, they ain't even really focused on him. They focused on mourning the victims. That's the way it should be. Nobody's blaming the neighbor who said, oh, the way he used to treat those children was horrible. Nobody's saying about that neighbor, well, if you knew that he treated the kids so horrible, why didn't you step in and see something, say something? Why didn't you? Nobody's saying that. And they shouldn't. The way that this is being handled It's the way that it should be handled in all communities. In all communities. The person who commits the heinous act is the person who should get the blame. Nobody is saying, well, what kind of parents raised this person to be this monster? I would be saying that. What about the parents? Even with grown people, like, when I look at grown people do stuff like this, I'm like, what did their parents do to mess them up? That be a thought in my head. What did their parents do to mess them up? But nobody's saying that. This is the way it should be handled. He's in court. He gonna go through the justice system. And if he has admitted, as they say, he admitted to the crimes, he'll have to pay. I don't know if that'll be the death penalty or what, but he'll have to pay. That's the way it should be handled. Can we take a lesson from this, maybe? Maybe. And we can handle it when it happens in other communities the same way. So if some kids is riding down the street, or young people are riding down the street shooting, what they did was heinous. And if they get caught, they should have to pay the price. But we're not going to blame the whole community for what they did. We're going to just blame them. And for some of y'all, that sounds unreasonable. Some of y'all, that sounds unreasonable. The people who do the bad stuff should get blamed. Let's see. Communities should speak out when they see. Oh, he's using profanity. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that up there. Try to type your comment without the profane portion, and then I'll address it. Because you might make a good point that I could address, but I feel like I have to tame some of y'all because y'all getting wild. So try to make the comment in a reasonable way that we could discuss without the profanity, and then we'll discuss it. I'll address your concerns. How about that? Oh, so I got to make an adjustment over here. All right. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna have me going bonkers like y'all have Lincoln Ware go bonkers because somebody done made him so mad that even a small little comment like eyelashes on a car set me off. Y'all not doing that to me. Did Ross get kicked out again? I didn't. Again, I can't see Ross's comments, so I don't know. What else? There was something else. Bob Huggins. And look, don't get me wrong. I don't have nothing for or against Bob Huggins. I have no great love for Bob Huggins. I don't have no hatred for Bob Huggins. He's just some guy to me. He's not one of those guys I can be a fan of because I kind of have an idea of the type of people that he hang around. So I know probably some of his mindset. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody who hang around with a certain type of people, it's not necessarily fair to say, well, because you hang around with that person, you think exactly like that person. That's not fair. But if you hang around the likes of Bill Cunningham and those guys, I had to feel like you might share some of their views. And some of their views are just downright racist. Just downright racist. So, because of that, I'm like, I can't be a fan. But, I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the guy. Apparently he was driving drunk again, and got caught. And so he just he resigned. And look, here's my take on Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins don't care about that job. Bob Huggins ain't worried about. Bob Huggins is rich. That man is rich. Millions and millions and millions of dollars that he's made just from coaching alone. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. What is he, almost 70 years old now? He done survived heart attacks. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy. What do he care? All right, I'm going to resign. I wouldn't be shocked to see him find another job in coaching if that's what he chooses to do. But even if not, once you get about 70 years old, I imagine, you know what I'm saying, you're doing what you do, you're having fun with it, then it start to be a hassle because now you start all of this scrutiny. He calling his buddy Cunningham them, saying stuff, that, well, that's not, come on, bro, that's how you talk. And especially with them, and that's why I say, if you hanging around with them, there's certain mindsets that I'm like, he shared those probably. So yeah, they probably sit around saying that kind of stuff. Or, when they get on the phone, that's how they talk. Those F words, those N words, those whatever, that's probably just how they talk. So he was very comfortable just saying it live on the air. Didn't think much of it. Oh, hold on. Did I say that? Oh, I said it live on the air. I wasn't even thinking we was live on the air because that's just how we talk. So now he's under all of this scrutiny. And, you ever been to a point where you were under a certain amount of scrutiny and then you was just like, forget it. I'm out. But, look, if they gonna pick everything I say, you know what I'm saying? They taking, we gonna pay you gonna $1 million, whatever. Forget it. It ain't even worth the hassle. I don't need the money. Can you imagine saying, I don't need $5 million? So what? I don't need it. You got to have plenty of money. Bob Huggins ain't worried about money. He ain't worried about money. And now y'all gonna be scrutinizing me. I gotta be suspended, and then, $1 million pay cut, and what now? I'm just driving, minding my own drunk business, and I'm getting pulled over by the police, and now they don't even let me go like they normally do because of the scrutiny that I'm under. Forget it. I quit. Y'all can have it. I'm going home. Relax, spend my millions of dollars, drink as much as I want to drink, and drive. Bob ain't worried about it. That's the way I see it. That's the way I should say, that's the way I imagine it. I'm telling you, when you get to the point where you like, okay, y'all can keep that $3 million. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried about money. You ain't worried about money. And at 70 years old, let's say, this man gonna live to, let's say he lived to be 100. Let's say he lived to be 100. Bob, what is Bob Huggins' net worth? They saying 12 million. They're saying 12 million. He has a contract where he makes $3 million per season. I don't know where they're coming up with 12 million. Look, I'm telling y'all, Bob Huggins is worth more than 12 million. I'm telling y'all that now. But let's just say the 12 million that Google said. I could live off of 12 million for the next 30 years. So Lincoln's net worth is higher than Bob Huggins. Yeah, that 12 million is not right. That 12 million is not right. I'm telling you. Bob Huggins is worth more than $12 million. Lincoln is worth 10.5. They be severely underestimating people's net worth. But I'm just saying, he ain't worried about the money. He's not worried about the money. So, yeah, he has resigned. Lincoln is not worth no 100 million. I believe Lincoln's net worth is like 10. Hold on, let me see. Lincoln Ware, net worth 10.5 million. And they're saying, to put it simply, his net worth, or they're just explaining what net worth is. Lincoln Ware's net worth is 10.5 million. They got a little story in here about his home. His 4-level home in Montgomery. Yeah. They did a spread on him in Cincinnati.com. Bob Huggins is worth more than that. But yeah, Huggins ain't worried about it. Huggins ain't worried about it. And I'm not concerned about Huggins at all. Even if he wasn't. I know who he palling around with, so it is what it is. And look, believe me, if he was hurting for money, then people would take care of him. They would take care of him. What else? Juneteenth. It is Juneteenth. I was at the Juneteenth festival, of course, up at Eden Park, or the Juneteenth celebration at Eden Park. It was a nice celebration. And, it wasn't, maybe this is just me. I could be projecting. It wasn't as many people as normally are up there. And I think, of course, some of that is because everybody and their mama holding a Juneteenth festival now. Everybody and their mama got a Juneteenth festival. Whereas, is it 36 years that one been going on? And now, you got options. This is a shiny new Juneteenth festival over here. It's a shiny new one over there. Oh, it's a shiny new one up there. Oh, it's a shiny new one down there. I said, I'll, if anything, I'll go down to what I'm calling the original. All right, hold on. I got a call coming in. Let me see if I got this thing set up right. CK?
Hey, Emanuel Livingston, happy Juneteenth
All
to
right,
you,
hold
sir.
on. Hold on. I don't hear you, and I should hear you. You there? You there?
Hello.
CK?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me see. Can you guys hear CK? Because I went through and did some stuff, uh, hopefully to fix my sound issues. Okay, they say they can hear you. All right, so we all good. So hey, what's on your mind?
man, a phenomenal show, man. You came in on Juneteenth like a real soldier. You hear me? A real soldier. You know what I mean? That phenomenal show. I heard your report on the man that lined up his sons and murdered them allegedly.
Yeah.
Man, man that. Oh my God. Now you talk about put a damper on Juneteenth. That's what you was talking about, right? When they said this supposed to be a celebration weekend, they killing kids.
Well, but again, my point is that's got nothing to do with Juneteenth.
Right,
So don't
right.
tie it to Juneteenth.
You're right. But you know, if you kill your family during Christmas, they're gonna be like, during this heartwarming holiday season, this fool done killed this whole family. That's gonna be part of the, you know what I mean, the semantics of the news reporting.
I see that as slightly different. I see that as
Oh, on
slightly
Christmas.
different. Here's why I see it as different. Um, if you like when you talk about the holiday season, right? That's a lot of time, and there's a lot of stuff associated with the holiday season. So maybe if you think of a different holiday, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's associated with a particular culture, like St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
See, now you
Cinco
in
de Mayo.
yeah, now you about on in my mind, you about on par where you're like, oh, somebody got shot in Winton Hills on this St. Patrick's Day during this St. Patrick's Day celebration. You're like, they wasn't having a St. Patrick's Day celebration up in Winton Hills. Well, I mean, the St. Patrick's Day, the they don't tie that stuff together.
Right, right. I see what you're saying. But the main thing you got to take, just because, you know, these guys, man, they finding stuff in their wife phone and then they going off taking it out on the kids, man. There is no justification, man.
Well,
You
that's very
can't
true.
just have a bad day and murder your own kids. You murdered all your sons and shot you had your daughter running for her life, shot the baby mama in the hand. I mean, what's going on through these people's minds? That's what I'm telling you, man. These fools is crazy. They go extreme with the with the revenge.
I
You got
don't
to think
know.
about stuff before you do it.
I don't know what the situation was. I don't know why he did what he did. If he did it, I got no reason to believe he didn't. But I'm just not, you know. But I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if it was revenge, if it was something he found in his wife's phone. But there is, like you said, absolutely no excuse for doing what he did. There's nothing
Absolutely
that you
none.
can come up with that I'll be like, okay, okay, now I get it.
Right. You can't go like you said. There's nothing you can do. And then you made a great point when you said, "What the hell is you doing talking about $20 million bond?" That's when your rating shot through the roof because that makes no damn sense. Like you said, just give them no bond. All right, I'm gonna make a $300 million bond. What is 20 million? What is going on? What is you clout chasing?
Well, and like somebody, it might have been you. I don't know who it was. Somebody pointed out, well, that'll look great for the whole tough on crime when you're up for re-election. That'll look great.
Mm-hmm. But so will no bond, right? Or it looks different.
I don't know. I think it looked different. I think it looked different.
Yeah, yeah. Because like you said, what are you doing? You trying to I don't understand the meaning when because I looked up the highest bond. It was $3 billion. $3 billion. A New York guy, Robert Durst, for killing his wife. He got a $3 billion bond. But I think you made a great point on that. Like, why in the hell is you talking about 20 million? You just trying to get a little camera time. You trying to go viral as a judge. See, this internet got the folks going crazy, and you don't know, well, what is going on through the minds of these people to make them do these things. You know what I mean? It's like you said, okay, if you want to, I don't understand. You kill your sons, it's like demonic. It's like you got possessed by the devil or something. I don't know what the hell wrong. I mean, some serious. Maybe you didn't want them to grow up to be successful. You was jealous of them. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to put together.
Now, somebody asked how old were the kids. I thought they was like 3, 5, and 7, or 3, 6, and
Yep, yep.
7, somewhere around in there. And apparently, I guess one of them got away, and so he went and hunted the kid down, and then brought the kid back and executed him
In front of witnesses, Emmanuel. In front of witnesses. He ran. That's when the witnesses got involved. Got the son and killed him in front of people. That's what the story said. So I don't know if it's jealousy or just pure wickedness. It's like it's devastating because he's not going. I don't think he's going to ever see the light of day. And like you said, even if he's innocent, he's going down.
If he did it, he should never see the light of day. I'm comfortable. I'm still not a death penalty guy. So I still don't say
right.
I'm not saying give him the death penalty. I am not a death penalty guy. But
hell no, don't give him the death penalty. Not for killing your 3 sons. Nah, you got to live through this, bro. And wait till them inmates hear what you did. They gonna make you lick the floor with your tongue. You're gonna be cleaning the floors in the jail cell with your tongue and they boots.
Well, I don't like that either. I'm not.
Hey, that's what it's go. You get locked up with a bunch of criminals. What you think they're gonna? Oh, they're gonna give you a congratulations for killing your sons?
Nah,
because a lot of people go ahead.
I believe that people who kind of guard prisoners, wardens, and all that kind of stuff, they shouldn't allow those types of things to happen.
Yeah, but they can't be with you 24/7. You gonna face them by yourself. That's when they're around. But when you get in the darkness, when you with them inmates, a lot of them have kids, and they hard on people that do violence to children. So they put you in there. They make you lick the whole prison floor with your tongue, clean their boots, and we ain't talking about the violence. Scrape your skin off with the knife. I'm saying you got to think about that stuff before your consequences. I mean, I think he would have been better off if he just would have killed himself. That would have been better than killing his children, in my opinion.
Well, yes.
Yep, you got to.
I mean, I don't like the thought of anybody killing themselves, but, that's a decision that you make for yourself. But if that's the choice, kill yourself or kill 3 children, take what's behind number 1.
Yeah. If you having thoughts like that, you don't need to be here no more. Go on and you got the gun, you got the bullets, put it in your mouth, pull the trigger. Cause you trying to hurt too many people with this. Like you said, it's people affected that didn't even know them people by that. You know what I'm saying? You spoiling the Juneteenth weekend with your actions. Cause people don't like, in America, we don't like for this type of violence. So you know when you're going through stuff like this, Emmanuel, even if it was you can't you can't take out your frustrations on little children.
No,
you take it out on yourself. You the failure. You know what I mean? Not the kid. They ain't did nothing.
Right.
You just want to abuse. It's abusing your authority. You know what I mean? Because I got a gun. Man, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. But I'm dampered by the Juneteenth, man. Hopefully we can get past this. But I don't know how we get past 3 young little boys getting murdered by their father. So it just messes up the whole holiday forever. Every time Juneteenth comes around now, we're going to be thinking about these 3 young victims we lost. You know what I mean?
Not me.
They daddy.
Not me. I won't be.
you're not gonna be able. You're gonna remember this next year. You're gonna be like, yeah, I remember last Juneteenth. He killed
No,
them
no,
three boys.
no, no. I don't tie this incident whatsoever to Juneteenth. Not even a little bit.
But the media put it in your mind. When they come, it's gonna be the anniversary. Like this
I think
next
they
year, they're
might
gonna
have.
say this
I
the
think,
one
and
year
that's what I
anniversary.
think they might have tried to put that in our minds, but I reject
Mm-hmm.
that. I just flat out I reject that. That's got
Yep.
nothing to do with Juneteenth. And next year, when they're talking about it's been a year since this, or if they don't mention it, when Juneteenth come up, I won't be thinking, oh, Juneteenth. Oh, it's been a year since that man killed his. I won't. I don't tie those together at all.
Yeah, and that's why when you commit suicide, don't kill yourself on Christmas or on your mama's birthday. Because, like you said, you kill yourself on your mama's birthday. Every time her birthday comes, she think about when you killed yourself, or when Christmas comes, or you committed suicide on Christmas. Don't put nobody in your bull stuff. You just got to and just leave me with this. Juneteenth, is that the 16th? June 16th? Is that the date? Is it
June
recognizing?
June 19th.
19. Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. You keep up the good work, man. I see you prospering, and that 10 million, man, that's pretty good. Like you said, you can retire on that type of paper.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of you. Yes, sir.
I don't have it, but all right.
Thank you, brother.
All right, I appreciate your call. That was CK. I think I got the $10 million. I don't have the 10 million. I don't have the 10 million. Um, but yeah, that was CK, and I won't tie those together. I will not tie those things together. Somebody asked the question. So his daughter got away? No, no. One of his sons, one of the three sons, got away. It was Denise Devine. No, no. One of his three sons got away, according to the story. One of his three sons got away. He went, hunted them down, brought them back, and executed them. I believe the mother, I don't know if it was his wife or just his, quote, baby mama, the mother of the children got away. She was shot in the hand. So the mother of the children got away, but the three children, no. And someone else pointed out, because I read the story, or I saw the story as well, that he planned this a while ago. I guess what the was it the father who said that he planned it a while ago, or somebody said he planned it. Maybe he told them he planned it a while ago. But again, this is all from my perspective. This is all alleged. They're saying that he admitted it, but I don't know that. I don't know that. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. So that's why I'm trying to. This is all alleged, but allegedly he planned this some time ago. What kind of person do you have to be to plan something like this? What kind of person do you have to be? Robert says it was his daughter who got away. See that? Okay. Well, maybe then I misunderstood the story, or the story was misreported. But the story, as I understood it, and okay, I can be wrong. For all of y'all who say, man, you don't never think you're wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. See how that worked? See how I did that? I might be wrong. Maybe it was the daughter who got away. Maybe I was wrong. It's a lesson for people who refuse to admit when they're wrong. But okay, I thought it was the mother who got away, but someone saying that he had a daughter, a stepdaughter apparently, that got away. Okay. So the stepdaughter got away. She was running down the street saying that the father was killing everybody. Okay, but why? I don't know why. I thought I read in a story that was the wife or the mother of the children. But apparently I was wrong. But either way, they say still one of the boys got away. And he went and they used the term hunted him down, brought him back, and killed him. They say that as well. Yeah, the son ran, but he brought him back. And apparently stepdaughter got away. All right. All right. And the mother got shot in the hand. Okay. So those are the elements. He killed two. One boy got away. He hunted him down, brought him back. Mother got shot in the hand. And I guess the stepdaughter got away and was the one running down the street saying, basically, he killing everybody. So, all right. All right. So it looked like, yeah, that's what we've settled on. As far as we know, as we've heard it reported. As far as we know, as we've heard it reported. Either way you look at it, it's a horrible, horrible situation. It's a horrible situation. Pamela says, I thought I saw on the news last night that $4 million was raised towards his $20 million bond. I didn't see that anywhere. I didn't see that anywhere. Princess Flower says he has a demon attached to him. Does he really? Or is he just a horrible, terrible person? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the one who can, I guess, spot a demon. I think a lot of people just do terrible things. A lot of people just do terrible things. LaDonna says they better not let that nut out. Well, I mean, I think this is what happens when you set a $20 million bond. This is what happens when you set a $20 million bond. There's a possibility of somebody coming up with the money, which is why I say if you're going to set a $20 million bond, just don't set bond. No bond. Because think about it. We know the way society in the United States is right now. There are crazy people running around here. And there's somebody that could easily attach themselves to the idea that this is a guns right case. It's not. But some of these wackos can attach themselves to it in that way if they so choose. So then, yeah, what happens if they raise $20 million and they post bond for this guy? What happens then? He gets out. Who wants that? Who wants that? And now judge is sitting there with what looked like a big deal. Ooh, $20 million bond. That's the highest bond ever for somebody in the, okay. He made bond. You do much better saying no bond. You just in jail. No bond. No reason to even make it an option. I know it's supposed to be a punishment. It's supposed to look tough. But why even make it an option? And again, I'm not of the mind that that's what bond is supposed to be for. Bond is not supposed to be a punishment. In my mind, and again, Wyatt could probably lay it out perfectly. In my mind, They supposed to look at me and they supposed to say, okay, we want him showing up for court and doing everything he's supposed to do. He need to get out of jail, or he wants to get out of jail. So Emanuel, if you want to get out of jail, what can you kind of not afford to lose? Like, you kind of got it, but you can't afford to lose it. $10,000? All right, your bond is $10,000. You give us $10,000. You go home. You do everything you're supposed to do. And we'll roll with it. But if you mess up, we keep that $10,000. And then I'm supposed to think, ooh, I can't afford to lose $10,000. So let me show up to all my court dates and do everything I'm supposed to do, so that when I get found not guilty or whatever the case may be, I get my money back. Because I can't afford to just lose $10,000. Or my mama can't afford to, lose her house because she put up, $10,000 or whatever. It's supposed to be reasonable. And like I say, if the crime is so heinous that you don't want this person walking the street, then you're supposed to say, no, we're holding you without bond. Again, unless I'm misunderstanding what bond is supposed to be. It reminds me, not that the two are tied together in any way, shape, or form, just the ridiculousness of the way that they do these bonds. Remember during the coronavirus, kind of at the beginning, when they first started doing the lockdowns here in Cincinnati, and they gave the dude, what was it, a $250,000 or $500,000 bond? Because he was out in the street. They kind of made it like it was a block party, but he was out there, and so he got arrested, and he got like a $250,000 or $500,000 bond or whatever for being out. And I was like, that's not what bond is supposed to be for. That's just to punish somebody. That's not what bond is supposed to be for. What else? What else is going on? I saw, I don't remember exactly where it was, but there was a space where there was a makeshift shooting range, and a kid got hit by a stray bullet. This wasn't in Cincinnati proper. And because that was all the information that they gave, I was under the impression that this might not have been people of color. This might not have been people of color. I saw a lot of stories of shootings. And they cover, not the shootings aren't important. They are. But shootings ain't the only crimes happening. And crime ain't the only news. I don't know. I really want the news to talk about other stuff. Other stuff that we should, look, we know. We need to hear. Maybe they can do like a quick crimes report. News. Iris says, was it in the Ozark? Is a makeshift shooting range? It was locally, I do believe. I believe Tria's saying Cleves. I'm not sure if that's what she's talking about. But it was somewhere, not in Cincinnati proper, but in the Cincinnati area, where there was like a makeshift shooting range, and a kid was hit with a stray bullet. But I want to program the news. I want to say, okay, look, do a crime report. And just real quick, just lay it out. Like, this person got shot and died. This person got shot. There was a drive-by here. This person got whatever. This person got robbed. It was this many break-ins. It was just like, lay it out. Give us the numbers. Like yesterday, again, I've said that I would love that Iris. That's something we can work on. We can talk to the city manager about. I had this idea a while ago that I would love it if they would do daily briefings like the White House do, like a city hall daily briefing. Get a press secretary, some sexy chick, Get a press secretary. Give her all the stats. Give her all the stats. How many shootings happened yesterday? How many robberies happened yesterday? How many, you know what I'm saying? All the stats. Give her, what notable happened in the city. Like this council person proposed this legislation and this happened here. Financial transactions, they had a meeting about selling the railroad and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Get all of that information. And then the city manager can get the city press secretary, hold a press conference, invite all the media. Me too. Invite all the media and let them cover it and ask questions. Let them ask questions. Just like, they do at the White House. And then that way, the news stations can do like the crime wrap up or whatever. I'm sorry. Tria says a breakdown of crime for a minute. So they can do their crime minute or their crime roundup. They can do their crime roundup and then they can talk about other news. So give them all the crime stats and just let the news play it out. Lay it out. Here's all the crime that happened in the city of Cincinnati in the last 24 hours or in the last however many, because they do news. What, you got the 4 o'clock news, 4 a.m., and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then they come back at 11? They do the 11 o'clock news, a.m. Then they do the noon news, and then they do at least the 3 o'clock report, or do they start at the 4 o'clock report in the afternoon, and then they do the 5 o'clock news, and then they break for the NBC nightly news at 6, and then they come back at 10, and then they do the 11 o'clock news, and then they do the 12 o'clock news. So they got plenty of time to lay it all out. Here's the crime that happened yesterday. Here's the crime that happened so far today. They won't have to report multiple times during the day, but at least they can lay it out. The last 24 hours, this is the crime that we know about. This is the crime that we know about. Now on to other news. And I agree with you, Tria. It can't all just be Trump. Look, I like seeing Trump as much in trouble as much as the next guy. I do. I'm not going to lie. I do. I like seeing Trump in trouble as much as the next guy. But, all right, he in trouble. Ain't much more to report. Ain't much more to report. He was arraigned. He pleaded, whichever is the appropriate terminology, not guilty. The judge has now ruled that all lawyers involved in the case have to have security clearance. That's about it. Until some other news come out, that's about it. That's about it. We'll talk about something else. Here is what's going on in other news. And see, then that's where y'all got it, or that's where they can have it, where that whole news conference, right? It kind of is going to force those guys to do stuff. Like ask pertinent questions at the City Hall press briefing. So then we can follow up on that and actually do news reports, like journalists will actually go out and investigate shit. And it would be an interesting, news. I bet they'd cut down on some of that news if you only got like 5 minutes to do the whole crime wrap up for the previous day. You got 5 minutes. And then in other news, so now you got, how much news do we get here in a day? From pick your news station. Let's go with Fox News. Let me look at their lineup. See how many hours worth of news. I don't want to necessarily pick on Fox News. Let's see. Fox19.com. See, do they give their lineup? Do they give their lineup? I don't see the lineup. Programming schedule. There we go. Programming schedule. All right. Let's go with start at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. They're not in news. Not in news. We going 3. Oh, hold on. Let me put this on the screen so y'all can see it. See if this works. All right. 3:30 a.m. All right. So at 4:30 a.m., they do news. Then they're doing news from 4:30. So that's what, an hour and a half, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5. It's about 7.5 hours of news. I don't know. I got to be looking at that wrong. Are they doing news from 4:30 a.m. all the way to 12 noon? And then they come back at 3? And then they go to 7? Hold on. This is just, am I reading this right? And then they go to 7. So they take, what was that, an hour? They take a 2-hour break. So they doing like 14 hours of news. Then they go, and then they come back at 10. And they go till 11:30. Am I counting that up right? They doing about 15, 16 hours of news on Fox 19. And then just imagine if they had to, just do like a quick local crime wrap up. And now in other news. And now in other news. And then they would have to fill up 14 hours of other news. And no, you can't just do the same 7 stories over and over and over and over and over and over. And oh yeah, weather. and then the same 7 stories, and oh yeah, traffic, and then weather, and then the same 7 stories, and oh yeah, traffic, and then weather, and then the same 7 stories, and then puppies, traffic, and weather, and then the same 7 stories, and then oh, cooking segment, traffic, and weather, and then the same 7 stories, and then traffic and weather, and then the same 7 stories, and then traffic and weather. Like, y'all got to actually come up with news. Like, investigate something. It's called programming. It's not news. That's what I want to actually program the news and make the news actual news. But I need your help, Iris. I need your help. We can sit down with the city manager. They can hire me, the nice, sexy press secretary. I'll be their press secretary. I'll get out there and I'll field questions for them. I would. Cherie Palello, what's your question? What? That question don't make no damn sense. Let's move on. John London, what's your question? John, did you not hear this? We already talked about that. Come on, man. Listen. Clyde, what's your question? I'll be a good press secretary. What's your question? What part of no didn't you understand? It says no. N-O. What does that spell? Now, what does N-O spell? No. Do we got any real questions in the house? Any real reporters in the house? I want to answer some actual questions. Clyde, he retired several years. This is a new Clyde. I wasn't just saying the current reporters. I'm talking about the people in this room that I'm talking to. Don't try to run my press conference. Let me run my press conference, okay? They'd be like, that's an aggressive press secretary. I wouldn't do it like that. But I would love it if the city would do press briefings. You know, a la White House press briefing. Fired for being rude. Do you ever watch the press briefings at the White House? Sometimes she got to get, you know what I'm saying? She had to get down and dirty with them, especially them Fox News people. Oh, I can see myself fielding questions from the WLW contingent. What are you going to do about all the black people committing crimes in Cincinnati? Let's talk about all the white people committing crimes in Cincinnati. What are we going to do about? What are you going to do about that? Mr. White community leader, what are you going to do? Maybe I'm not cut out for that job. No, I really do think I could do a good job at it. I really do. I could explain the positions of the administration. And I could do it in a calm way. But I don't know that I necessarily have patience for nonsense. Oh, you want to see calm? I I had to think of a question that I could calmly answer. What are we doing about the whatever? Look, the administration has taken a position that we are trying to figure out the best way to deal with the current gun violence that's going on in the city of Cincinnati. We realize that young people are dying at alarming rates here. And I'm here to tell you that we are working. The administration, they are working on a plan. They're trying to put something together because no one in this administration accepts that crime is inevitable. Young people are gonna die on our streets. We believe that as a city, as a community, we can come together and we can figure out some common sense solutions to get to the bottom of this and to stop it. Do I have all the answers for everything that's gonna happen? No, but I can tell you the people who are at work on this issue, they care and they are working hard to come up with something. Now, if you want me to give you, this is the concrete solution to crime, if I had that, I would give it to every city in America, every city across the world. But clearly, we don't have that answer. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here today. But we are committed to working hard to solve this issue for everyone in our city. Next question. See, was that good? That was calm. And that was just based on nothing out of my head. That was calm. I could do that. I could do that. That's not calm. I'm being aggressive. That is what they would say. That is what they would say. I think that was a good, calm press secretary answer to what are you gonna do to fix all of this crime and the black on black crime in the community. I think that was a good, calm answer. I could do it. Get Aftab and Long, y'all get together, put together a proposal. Send it to me, and then I'll have my people respond to y'all people with a counter offer. And next thing you know, I'll be the city of Cincinnati's press secretary. And I'll be holding daily briefings. I really do think the city should do it. I really do. Even if they don't hire me. But I do think I would be good. I would wear a suit and everything. Tie. And I wouldn't lie. That's the only thing. I refuse to lie. I refuse to lie. I might do a little bit of spinning, not for the sake of deception, but for the sake of understanding. I might do just a tiny, or as my mama would say, a teeny bit. A teeny bit. Now, I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't. If I don't know the answer, I would, pull any of these other press secretaries. I haven't asked the mayor about that, but check back with me tomorrow. I will ask the mayor today, and I will have an answer to that question tomorrow. Okay? I'll be fired on the third day. Oh. No, I would not. No, Sean Spicer. No, Sean Spicer. I would be completely honest. No. And when I say spin, all I really mean is, sometimes you have to explain things that aren't necessarily popular and try to put it in a way so that people understand it and, it maybe doesn't sound as bad as it sounds, if that makes any sense. So, talking about selling the railroad. You take the positive portions of it, because that's the press secretary. It's, part of my job is to, speak, be the voice for the administration to the people, and, kind of by extension to the media. So I would do that, but I wouldn't lie. I would not lie. Did I say red road? I'm pretty sure I said railroad. But I guess I could have said red road. And if I did, how you gonna try to pick on me for saying red road? Yeah, T90. I don't know. My mama used to say that. T90 is just a little bit. T90 is just a little bit. A little less than a little bit. It's a T90 bit. Oh, I said it right. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I mess up a word or two, but I won't do that as the press secretary. I probably will. I probably will. All right. Y'all, my time is about up, and it is Juneteenth. And, technically, even though I got on a little late, it was almost 3:15 when I got on. But I did do a show earlier in the day. So that counts towards my weekly total. All right? That counts towards my weekly total. I don't know. I know Wyatt was on earlier today. I don't know if he's coming on this afternoon/evening. So you might want to check him out. Don't get up there and say Jennifer. I like Stefan. So what? He can't say some words. So what? See you Thursday. Look, I might be in tomorrow. I might be in tomorrow. I think I'll be in tomorrow. I know it's possible I won't, because I know I have to go to Trotwood earlier in the day. But I don't know how long that's going to last. I'll let y'all know as soon as I know if I'm going to make it in tomorrow or not. But other than that, the rest of the week, I think I'm pretty good. See, last week, hold on, let me just explain a little bit to y'all about what happened last week. Just a little. See, something happened with my daughter's vehicle. And so she had to get her vehicle fixed. So she was without transportation. Well, she kind of had transportation, but it wasn't the most reliable transportation. So what I did, I'm not saying this to give myself credit. I'm saying this to hopefully inspire somebody else. What I did as a grandfather, as a father, and as a grandfather, when my daughter needs help, I do my best to help her as best I can, right? So her transportation was a little shaky. So I told her, you only worry about getting you to and from work. In terms of that little baby, I will come and get her. I will keep her. I will drop her off whenever you say. So some days she had to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I got over there at 6 to get the baby so that she would have, an hour to not worry about getting the baby ready. So, and she didn't know I was doing that. But she like, Daddy, I don't have to be at work till 7. It don't take me but like 15 minutes. That's all right. I'll be there at 6. I pick up the baby, and then you got 45 minutes to yourself to get yourself ready and get out the house and make it to work. And then when she would call me and say, all right, I'm home, I would say, well, give me about an hour and then I'll be home. Because my thought was, I'm going to give her about an hour to unwind without the baby, because I know she already got the stress of getting to and from work and not having her regular, reliable transportation. So I wanted to, be there and do what needed to be done, even though she was in a stressful situation, to make it as less stressful as I could. So a lot of times that would coincide with this. So I would go get the baby, and then she would, I have to, and I got to get the baby to her and all of that kind of stuff. I'm saying all of this not to give me credit, well, a little bit, but not, for that reason. I hate it when I hear about situations where young people, young moms, young families, or, older families run into situations where they don't have help. Like, if you got family or good friends, you should have help. You should have help. And, maybe it might have to be the bare minimum, but if you can do a little bit more, if you got a child with a child or a friend with a child, when I saw the story about the driver, they wasn't Uber, they were delivering food, the DoorDash or whatever, and they had to take their child with them because they didn't have nobody, no support system to watch their child. And I'm like, somebody that know them, somebody cares something about them and should have been able to step up and say, hey, you got to work. I can watch the baby while you do your delivery, and then you come and pick the baby up when you finish, doing all your deliveries, whatever that window is. I want us as a community, to maybe do a little bit more in terms of stepping up when people are in need of help and are in need of assistance. In particular, if it's your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, whatever. That's the only reason that I'm telling that part of the story, just because I would love to see more of us do that, because we can. But that was really a part of what was happening last week. Now, one day last week, I just worked until about 7:00 at night, which I don't typically do. But that was just one day last week. The rest of the days of the week, a lot of the reason why I couldn't make it on was the little baby. And I don't apologize for that, because I'm going to help my daughter with that little baby anytime she needed. So, but again, just if you take anything out of that, help more if you can. Be there for the people that you care about and that you love, to take the stress off of them and just to help one another. I hate it when I hear about some mom who, I had to leave the babies in the closet because I had to go to work, or, stuff like that. I think a lot of us can do better. And I just be trying to do better. But all right, that's it. I think I'll be here every day of the week. So she got her car back, by the way. She picked her car back, picked it up over the weekend. It's all fixed, she said. The whole ordeal with the car is a whole different situation. I'm still a little mad about it, but it's over now. She got the car, it's fixed, and everything is good. So, all right. So I'll probably be here every day this week, except for maybe tomorrow. But I'll let y'all know as soon as I know. All right. Other than that, look, y'all, get out. If you haven't been out, well, it's kind of raining, so you might not have opportunity to get out. But if you do have an opportunity, get out. Do this. Support a Black business, a Black vendor, somebody Black. Support them in some financial way, some tangible financial way. All right? How about that? For Juneteenth, let's make this a day that we support each other. All right? Until next time, it's been an afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I don't say this often, but I love every single one of y'all. I love every single one of y'all, and I appreciate all y'all support. Until next time, I'm Emanuel Livingston, the king of talk. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.